What's good, y'all? It's Jazz, better known as Cookie at Night, and Cookie is the owner of Cookie's Dance Den, the #1 central movement and fitness studio in the Midwest. And if you're not in the Midwest, I have a virtual option on an app called Tease University. So all of that information is in the description box. If you want to dance with me, if you want to get sexy with me. So today's video is going to be a review of INVESTFEST 2023 that happened in Atlanta, Georgia. I went there from Chicago, and we're going to cover some of the things so that if you want to go next year, or if you're wondering how it went or things like that, I got you covered. So let's jump right into it so I don't waste no time. And you know I'm going to tell you don't forget to subscribe. It's kind of like it's a thing, right? All right, so I said it. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So the first thing we're going to jump into is the itinerary. How was it set up? How do we know what was set up? How was it mapped out? Everything like that. Let me tell y'all something. They dropped the app, an app for you to download to your phone out the Play Store so that you knew what was going on and what order it was going on. There was kind of like a map in there. It was super, super dope. They also had a vendors area, and inside of the app, it showed all of the vendors. So when you were done at INVESTFEST, when you went home, you could still patronize these businesses. I thought that was super cool, super dope. So when it came to the itinerary, knowing like what speaker was next, what segment was next, you could simply pick up your phone, boom, bada boom, jump into the app and see what was going on. Whether you was at your hotel room or you were at INVESTFEST, I thought that was super dope. So when it came to organization on the itinerary side, you didn't have no old school paperwork or just some signs up around the building telling you what was next. You could literally access it from your phone. So shout out to them for that. So for the itinerary portion of knowing what's going on, I'm going to give INVESTFEST an A+. The next thing I want to jump onto is lines and security. Now, your girl, I didn't come super, super, super early. I wasn't late or anything, but if something starts at 10, I know some people are like, well, I'm going to be there at 9 so I could be in front of the line. But me, player like me, I'm a slide in about 11-ish, you know what I'm saying? So when I got there, the lines were not bad. They were moving at a certain speed. I did have friends that got there early and said the lines was wild. But, I mean, it is what it is. At a big conference, there are going to be lines. Get you a snack, get you some water, some headphones, and enjoy the line. But when I got there, the lines went pretty smooth. Security was on their job. They didn't let nobody get in with nothing because nothing popped off. So as far as I'm concerned, A+ for the lines and for the security. All right, so jumping back in, they allowed vendors, businesses to set up a vending table, and they had a big room with all of these businesses inside, and it was super dope. The energy was great in there. The people who did set up, they were super kind. I talked to a lot of business owners, so there was a lot of opportunity for you to network and connect with people. The items that were there were like great. Like, you ever been to a vendor's event before and it was just like, I don't want to buy nothing? The businesses that were there were doing their big one. Like, shout out to you if you were a business at INVESTFEST in the vendor marketplace. Their delivery was on point. The marketing was on point. Conversation was on point. The samples were on point. So that entire experience was super great. It added another layer to INVESTFEST if you didn't want to watch a certain segment, or you just wanted to break, you wanted to shop, you wanted to support. So if you are a business, you should look into becoming a vendor at INVESTFEST next year. And no, I was not paid for this video, anything like that. That is me trying to help you get your business out there, to network, to support, to get into other rooms. So look into that, and hopefully that gets you some revenue for your business. And I hope you meet other people. And tag me if you go and be like, hey, Cookie told me, Jasmine, look at me, I don't know which name to call myself half the time. Jasmine told me to look into INVESTFEST. I'm here. Shout out to her, and I'm making good connections or whatever. And if you go and I'm there next year, I hope I see you. I hope I support you. And we all here to get this bag, okay? All right, so the next topic I want to chop it up on when it comes to INVESTFEST is the design aesthetic. How was it designed? How was the all the marketing material and everything like that? So we already talked about the app as far as itinerary, but the signage around the building was very clear. The signage, 2 things, where you were going, it was very clear. It was 2 rooms. I kept kind of getting mixed up, but that might have just been me. You know what I'm saying? By the elevator, like coming down, they had like a photo spot if you wanted to really get the photos in. It wasn't overly designed stuff every single place. They had signage and things where they needed to be. The venue that they chose out in Atlanta was fully I mean, the venue that they chose was perfect. It was huge. It was enough space. I didn't feel overwhelmed. There was like 20,000 people there, but I did not feel like I was running into people. I didn't feel like, oh, this is too many people. They should have got a bigger space. It was great as far as the layout, design, chairs, regular old folding chairs. I mean, if they want to invest in some memory foam seats, go ahead. I'm just kidding. But the seats, regular seats, and the way the stage was lifted, you didn't feel like if somebody was in front of you, you couldn't see. Now, somebody tall was in front of you and you watching this video like, girl, speak for yourself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The people in front of me were shorter than me or my height. And the leveling of the stage, I was able to see. They also had TV screens coming from the ceiling, lined along the middle of the event. So if you were halfway back, you could still see what was going on stage, okay? So no need to complain. That layout was good. I'm going to give it an A. All right, so the next part of InvestFest I want to talk about is the networking. That's the part a lot of people want to know about. Was it worth going? Did you meet people? I have to say, yes, if you open your mouth. A lot of people are walking. A lot of conversations are going. A lot of energy is being exchanged. If you're going to go down there, two things I recommend. One, wear your brand on your shirt. I wore my brand on my shirt. People got to take pictures of me. You remember me when I walked off. My followers did go up on my Instagram page. If people are scared to talk to you, they can look at your brand on your business and maybe contact you at a later date. Wear a t-shirt representing your business. I did not see a lot of that. I did it. I would do it again, and I suggest you do it. The second thing I'm going to recommend to you, practice your pitch and how you want to introduce yourself on the plane, in the car, a couple days before. You don't want to walk up to people and be rambling, and you want to be confident when you do walk up to people. So if you're at InvestFest, you don't stop at any of the vendor tables, you don't stop and talk to people, you don't introduce yourself, you may not do good. It's not, networking is never on a plate. Networking is never free. Network is never handed to you. You have to go and be like, you know what? I'm going down here. I'm going to stop and tell people, hey, how you doing? I just want to introduce myself. My name is X, Y, and Z. I own this. Do you mind if we switch Instagram information and just kind of stay in touch? We may have an opportunity for one another. Something as simple as that. But be prepared to speak, be prepared to open your mouth, be prepared to get out of your comfort zone. So I can't really judge the networking because the networking is all about how you approach it. But I will say I made some connections. I met some other business owners, and I am very, very, very grateful and glad. I'm not cutting that off either. I am very grateful and glad that I went down there. I promoted my business. Okay. So there's that as far as it comes to the networking piece. So the next thing I want to talk about is one of the most requested questions I got when I got back. Did you learn something? How were the speakers? This, that, and the third. I'm just going to say this. When you go to festivals, things of this nature, I'm going to put it like this. There are some people that get on stage and they are motivation based. So when they're getting up there, you may not get a resource, a website, a link, but the things they say to you help you change your mindset, and making money starts in the mind. Then you have other people that got up there that gave out websites, resources, links, and things like that. Are you going to come home with every single resource you need to start a business? No. But are you going to come home with a lot of motivation? Yes. Are you going to come home with some hacks? Yes. Are you going to come home with some resources? Yes. So you go more to network, change your mindset, and then pick up on some hacks and some resources. They are not up on stage saying, step one, you do this. Step two, you do that. Depending on the speaking type. So if you want to see some of your favorite celebrities speak, go to InvestFest. If you want to network, go to InvestFest. If you want to pick up on some jewels and some gems and some resources, go to InvestFest. My favorite two panels the entire time was the health. They had like a health and wellness panel. I can't think of the guy's name, but he just talked about how important it was for us to eat healthy, especially being entrepreneurs. And me, being me, I am a super health conscious person. So some of the gems he dropped talking about, you know, the fraud and scam of kind of like breakfast and stuff like that, and how we should eat, you know, kind of when the sun is up at its highest peak, 12 o'clock, things like that. That panel really spoke to me, and that's because of the lifestyle that I live. Another panel that I really enjoyed was the social media panel because of all of the AI tools that they were dropping, especially This Is Nikki's. And I really appreciated that. I've been using some of those AI tools since I left. So shout out to that panel as well. All the other speakers that got up there did great. I don't have anything to say. I will say, not on the speaking side, that some of the things I couldn't really hear when they were on the mic, and I don't know if it was just me, if it was everybody, but the clarity of some of the speakers, the way it was pitching through the sound system was just a little bit off. It wasn't distorted. You could hear the volume was there, but it was like sometimes I couldn't make out some of the words. But that could have been had that speaker was speaking. But I just want to throw that out there because we're doing an honest review. Other than that, the lineup of people they had there was great. And again, you get what you take from it. If you're there for certain speakers and you don't want to be there for other speakers, you could leave out. You're not locked into a room. You could leave out certain panels and go get yourself something to eat, which we're going to talk about the food next. Or you could go shop the vendors marketplace or just take a break or whatever like that. So when it comes to the speakers, when it comes to the setup, I'm going to go ahead and give it an A. They had Steve Harvey there. They had the richest black man on the planet there. A lot of people were there, okay? So when it comes to the speakers and the lineup and everything like that, I'm going to give it an A. I'm not doing an A+ because of the sound a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and give it an A. The last thing and the last section I want to talk about when it comes to INVESTFEST is the food options. Did they have food? Yes, they did. The food court was don't rock with the food court if you go next year. But if you took a long, I'm talking about a Jill Scott walk. It was a long walk outside. They had some food trucks, and that food was off. Yes, you had to wait. The lines was wild. I'm not finna stunt. I'm not finna lie. But again, lines are lines. Now, it wasn't like 45, 50, 60 people in the lines. It was more like 15 people. I mean, but it is what it is. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just providing an honest review. But other than that, I hope this review provided you with some insight. If you was wondering, like, should I go? I didn't really hear anything. Nobody really went into depth. You know, that's what it was. It was what it was. It was a good event. And other than that, make sure y'all tap in with me, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.